you get my paper I turned in? You
No.
did it?
Yes, I did. 8. Find the length on the unknown side of the right triangle. We're going to be doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is the hypotenuse or the diagonal. Make sure that it's always by itself, and then the legs are on the other side, added together and squared. So in this triangle, the hypotenuse is this one. This we'll call x or call c. Okay, but this is the hypotenuse. So that one that needs to be by itself. These are the legs. They are the legs are the two sides that form the 90-degree angle. So those are always on the same side. 25 plus 100 is 125. Then to get rid of that square, you square root. So our answer is the square root of 125, but that you can try it on the calculator, but it's a decimal, so that means it can be used a factor tree. So off to the side, you do a factor tree. We're looking for two of the same number, 5 and 25 is 5 and 5. So we have 2 5s. Cross them out, bring it out. There's 1 5 left, so your answer is 5 radical 5. Now this one, this is the hypotenuse. So the 17 squared is by itself. So we'll call this one x. So it's x squared plus 15 squared equals 17 squared. These are your legs. The legs are the two that form the 90-degree angle. They're on the same side. So 15 squared is 225. 17 squared, type it in your calculator, it's 289. Subtract 225.
Everyone's going to turn their money tomorrow.
64, and x equals 8, because that's a perfect square. Or if you do the factor tree, it's 8 and 8. 2 8s, 1 comes out. 8 is the missing side. A 50-foot supporting wire. Wires are always the hypotenuse. It's diagonal. A wire is diagonal because it's anchored to the ground to keep this vertical structure up. This vertical structure happens to be an antenna. So this is your antenna right here. Because of surrounding buildings, sidewalks, and roadways, the wire must be anchored exactly 20 feet from the base of the antenna so that no one trips. So here's where it's going to be anchored it to the ground. And it needs to be 20 feet from the base of the antenna. So the 20 is here. So they want us to find how high from the base of the antenna is the wire attached. So that's x. So the 50 is the hypotenuse. So that is by itself.
Bro, when he introduces that book thing, I'm really bad at Spanish.
20 squared is 400. 50 squared is 2,500. You can punch those in your calculator. Subtract 400. Square root of 2,100. So what goes into 2,100? Factor tree wise? 21 does, and 100. 2,100. 21 is 3 and 7. 100 is 10 and 10. You have 2 10s. Bring one out. 3 times 7 is 21. That's your answer. You don't have to go down to 2 and 5 and 2 and 5 because once you get two numbers that are the same, one comes out. So whenever you have a negative under a radical, you bring the I out. Then square root of 25 is 5. But I don't like I before the 5, so I would write 5I. But if you have I5, you're fine. Bring the I out first and then separate these. Square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 49 is 7. I. And then bring the I out. Then you have square root of 12. Well, 12, factor tree, is 2 and 6, which is 2 and 3. There's 2, 2. So not only do you have a 5 and an I out here, but you're also going to bring a 2 out here. Now the 3 is the only number left that's staying under the radical. So this is 10I square root of 3.